Oh, I was at Maris this weekend. That can be a topic. What?
Alrighty, this
Uh,
is Don't Panic, episode number 234, recorded March 4th, 2019. Your battery is ringing. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Don't Panic, the technology podcast chock full of them good vibes. I am Sean Jennings, joined as always by two men who are just... The hair is out of control today, guys. What is going
Is it?
on? No, it's just good. It's like I feel like when you go into a salon and they got all the pictures of the guys on the wall with the hair.
No.
And you're like, well, I'm sorry, I don't get to go to. I don't know where you get your hair cut on the corner, on the street corner. I don't know, but
It is on a corner.
you guys look like you could be hair models,
Thank you.
especially compared to me because I've got like boring guy hair. And you guys are like, exciting, fresh hair. But we're not here to talk about hair. We could, but we probably shouldn't.
All right.
I'm going gray. That's bad. But
Well,
That is that. I mean, it's not bad necessarily. It means
No.
you're succeeding.
it's
yeah.
Like the only people who don't go gray at all are dead.
Right.
wow,
Young.
that's bleak. That is super bleak. I love it.
That and
It's true.
Peter Thiel. Those are the only two.
It's very bleak.
Yeah. Well, right. But he's staying young off the youth of others.
Right. The blood boys. So you.
Right.
Those are your
Which is
options,
what I do.
Sean.
Yeah. No, and I was thinking about this earlier today too, that if someone had never met me but only knew me from watching episodes of this show, they would think that guy must be really tired all the time. And like, I just want to let people out there know I am tired all the time, and this is how I look all the time. You're not wrong.
This is not
It's
unusual.
not just bad lighting and a bad angle. I am genuinely look this tired.
It's not the
all
fact
time.
that it's 10 p.m.
Nope, on a Monday. Nope, that's not it. Nope, my eyes are naturally this baggy. So, unfortunately, I don't look as country fresh as these gentlemen.
Country fresh. I did just take a shower, so this is
Smart.
literally as fresh as I get.
It's gonna be a good show, guys. Colby is fresh.
Ah.
So what's up, guys? What's going on? What's good? We haven't had the three of us here in a while. It's
Yeah.
been a bit.
Yeah, I don't need to. I told Sean some stories that Colby missed, and I learned that Colby told Sean some stories that I missed. So
And I'm
we
always
don't have
here, so I've got
We
nothing
don't have to
better
go over
do.
those. As I maybe mentioned at the beginning of the show, I did go back to our alma mater this weekend for the band director's last home basketball game, conducted
Wow.
by the pep band.
That's
What? Why is he leaving? Is he retiring? Is that the Art Himmelberger,
Yep.
the great
The Art-
legend?
The Art Himmelberger's retiring.
I never thought we'd see the day.
I honestly, I didn't think so either. But there we go. Let's see what interesting happened. I didn't get to see.
I didn't know why. I did notice all the band geeks, and I use that as a very loving term. All the band geeks posting video footage of that one event, and I'm like, why are they doing this? Why are they all there? What's going on? No, I know it's helpful.
Yeah, I didn't get to see any of the new construction, so I actually don't have anything to report at all. Except that I did manage to successfully play trumpet for several hours,
Congrats.
which I was very pleased with myself with. The basketball team, the men's basketball team, did not win, but they like didn't get blown out, and it was against one of the better teams.
Okay,
So times have changed.
well, we got to be coming up on the MAC tournament.
Oh yeah, Massachusetts. Well, it's not in Massachusetts anymore. Sorry, Sean.
Where is it now? Mac in
Oh,
Connecticut?
no.
Mac in New York?
Maca Albany again.
Mac McAlbany? I don't think so. That's a shame. I would have gone if it was still here in Springfield. All right.
That's my update.
That's a good update. That's a
I've
good
been playing a lot more board games recently. We'll talk about that in the picks.
Ooh. Oh man, I listened to the show last week, and you guys talked about a bunch of things that I had questions about. That I was sad that I wasn't there to talk about with you, and I don't
Was it in the
remember
beginning?
why.
Was it in the pre-show?
It was like all over. It was all
Okay.
over the show. Yeah, I remember you saying the board games thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, you were sick last week, Colby. You feeling better?
Oh, I was so ill. I had the flu.
It's been
Or
going
from-
He
around.
was so ill, and
flu
now he's
last spring.
fresh.
I had a fever. It was ridiculous.
I do think we should call Colby's autobiography From Ill to Fresh. Maybe that's like your self-help
In
guide.
between.
I mean,
Yeah.
the biography has to be feels good. The Colby Rabbit story.
That's true. No, so his self-help book, like 10, from ill to fresh, 10 ways to turn your life around by Colby Rabideau.
Do you think I should write the self-help book first or the biography first?
The self-help book first, because that's what makes you famous, and then you get to write the biography. Because it's like self-help guru Colby
Yes.
Rabideau.
Not just anyone can write a biography.
No,
Or-
well, anyone can, but will anyone read it?
Right.
I would, but, not for everybody. A lot of controversy in Colby's life, as we know.
Oh yeah.
Salacious, this book.
Mm-hmm. That's how I roll.
Well,
It wasn't about any. We got Amazon stuff. I'm just going over the all the Amazon New York politics. Going over the stories from last week.
Mm-hmm.
we touched
Stitch
on-
Fix for gadgets.
Yeah, the Verizon gadget testing service. The folding phones.
folding phones.
Folding phones. Have you bought yours yet, Dan?
No.
No.
No,
I did see a post online about cases for folding phones, and those looked spectacularly stupid.
I saw that. And how do they work?
There's like a hinge, but I have to imagine the plastic on that is going to break after being bent. Also, why would you buy like a $2,000 folding phone and then put this ugly plastic case on it? Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, they're gonna make those those
Those
leather
OtterBox.
handbag.
The OtterBox.
No, the leather handbag looking ones where it's like also your wallet.
Yeah, it's going to be
So,
being like a purse.
Right.
Put a strap on it.
I mean, honestly, for people who are carrying purses, why not? You could put that Energizer phone in there.
Yeah, but then why not just like make a laptop with a strap on it and then just carry the whole thing around at that point?
Well, because you
Give it
want
a big
touch
screen. Well, they make
You
touchscreen.
could give it a
laptops.
big screen.
Get a Surface Pro.
No, but the handbag, not like a purse. I didn't say purse, but a handbag is like not laptop sized.
Yeah, but we'll see. Now I'm worried this is going to turn into a bad stand-up set where it's like, you see these bags ladies are carrying around these days. I mean, you could put everything in there. They're so big. That's my stand-up set.
That's very funny.
It's not. Yeah, they're out of control.
Out of control. I think you talked about James Bond too.
Yes.
Oh, we talked. Yeah.
Yes, which actually I got to circle with you, Colby, because we're kicking off our James Bond miniseries in about 2 weeks. I've been watching
Bondathon.
a bunch of those, which is great. That's been a treat. I just watched Goldfinger last night.
Goldfinger. Oh my God.
It's a good movie.
Was-
I actually enjoyed it.
It was good.
And a great
good.
plan. Not to get too much into it. A legitimately good bad guy plan. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. I was like, that might actually work.
Goldfinger is the one where they paint the lady at the beginning, right?
Yes.
And she dies.
Yes,
Yeah.
from being painted. Yeah, it's a
Amazing.
weird one. With the laser that's going to cut his
Eek.
dick off. Yeah. No, Mr. Bond, I intend for you to die.
Oh, that one's from that movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like, what do you want me to do? Well, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. It's great. A lot of one-liners. That was really the first Bond movie where they really went all in on the one-liners.
Mm-hmm.
Or what is it? He electrocutes the guy in the bathtub. He goes, shocking. Perfectly shocking, he says. It's awful.
That was that Sean Connery?
Yeah.
Or was it?
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
He has some good ones.
He's great. It's been fun going through those. So now I only have 21 more to go through. So wish me luck, and I'm running out of time. So
There's definitely a couple I haven't seen. Like, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen Moonraker.
oh sure,
I saw that one. That's the space one.
Yep, it's kind of crazy. I don't know how that happened. Thunderball, I've never seen
Thunderball, sure.
Thunderball. I know there's a boat involved. But I think I've seen most of the other ones. I don't think I've seen the weird one. There was the one that the guy was only in one James Bond. I think it was On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Oh yeah, one of the kind of unauthorized. Is
Yeah,
that one of the weird
Colby,
unauthorized one?
possibly.
you have such an encyclopedic knowledge. I had no idea.
I've seen a lot of James Bonds.
What prompted your love of James Bond? Would you
So
consider it a love?
I don't know if it's a love. I enjoy it though. It's pretty good. The so when I was maybe like 12 or 13, like 6th grade age, we went on a family vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was to Bermuda during Christmas, like during the Christmas break.
So you did a Home Alone.
No, no, this was on the vacation. We were there and it poured for like 3 days straight.
Uh-huh.
And I was sick. Like I got a cold like on the way there. So we spent a bunch of time inside doing like nothing, and there was like a James Bond marathon on TV. I feel like it was like Spike TV or something. Is Spike TV still a thing?
No, they shut down a couple years ago, unfortunately.
That's a shame.
They ran
Was
out
the
of
only
Mansers.
Yeah.
What is that reference?
Oh, man.
Spike TV.
In the early Spike TV days, it was like TV for dudes, and they had all these like crazy shows. Because there was like, what was it, like 1,000 Ways to Die was one where they just told crazy stories about how people died. But then there was Mansers, where they would ask these like ridiculous questions, like dudes wanted to know the answers to. So, but they would all be like either sexual or about drink, like how much beer could you drink before you exploded? And then they'd have like these really over the top dramatic enactments of like what would happen in these questions. You know, it's like, what's the biggest size breast implant you could get? It was always like weird, like dudes. It was not good.
It was like Mythbusters with toxic masculinity.
Yes. Oh my God, that's probably the best description of Mansers I've ever heard. That's fantastic.
Yes, but in any case, Spike TV would do like a Christmas James Bond marathon or something.
Makes sense.
Because there's like plenty of problematic thing.
Oh God, yes.
Problematic.
Oh God,
stuff
yes.
in James Bond.
Yep. And by the way, it's not just women; it's also ethnicities. We're gonna cover that on the show. That came up very quickly. I was like, not very culturally appropriate.
Yeah, I really haven't watched much James Bond, any of the like older ones in a long time. So like they're still in there, but they haven't been re-examined by adult Colby. But yeah, that's how it started, and then it was like a thing. Whenever there was a James Bond marathon on, we'd always like watch a bunch. So I've seen many of them.
I'm pretty sure that my James Bond marathon, which doesn't sound like it was as extensive, also happened when I was sick. Because I remember going to the Blockbuster to rent the movies. So I didn't watch them on TV. I probably only watched 5 or 6. But I remember that I was also ill. I wasn't yet fresh.
Well, I know they just put a bunch of them up on Netflix. So if you're
Anchoring?
interested, and I will also say, a mini tease. We haven't scheduled it yet, so I don't know when exactly, and it's up to him, but Colby may be joining us for a little piece of our James Bond rewatch over on Up for Debate.
I would definitely love to.
Any particular Bond you want to cover?
So how are you breaking it down? Are you breaking it down by like...
It's chronological. We're saying by actor, but it's going to be like Sean Connery will be 2 parts. Moore will be 2 parts. We haven't really decided how we'll do Brosnan or Daniel Craig.
Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do for all the weird the rando like Timothy Dalton and like
George Lazenby? We're gonna just do one episode with both of them, and it'll just be like our throwaway episode. Be like the other Bonds.
Are you gonna have an episode where you speculate on who the next Bond will be?
Probably, and I haven't asked Matt this yet, but I really want to do one episode on Austin Powers because I have thoughts about those movies, and they are like really pitch perfect parodies of James Bond. They're very good, and I'm noticing way more references now that I'm watching Bond for the first time. I'm like, oh, that was in Austin Powers, so I kind of want to do like a rewatch of those, but I haven't asked him yet, so no promises.
Yeah, that would be good. I feel like I feel like I would want to do one of the Sean Connery or Roger Moore ones because I feel like those are like I've seen a bunch of them, and I'm definitely down. I'd definitely be down to discuss. I would like to know. I'd like to do some review though before
Yeah, I'll send you. We'll break it down, but we're definitely gonna have you on. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun series.
Amazing.
Look forward to that coming soon. And we'll do another mini plug at the end of the episode, but we also have the movie league coming up. We got a new movie draft coming up as well over there. So, but guys, before we get to that, we have got to do some tech news, and there's some.
There is some.
Not an overwhelming amount. The problem is, I feel like all the news is such a bummer. It's all bummer. I try not to put too many bummer stories in.
All the tech news is a bummer?
Yeah, well, because it's always like, oh, this company leaked your data, or oh, this company's spying on you, or oh, this company is secretly enabling pedophiles to watch videos of children in their underpants. It's like, I don't want to. That just sounds bad. I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
But we've got lots of stories on here, so, pick anyone you like. Don't all jump at once. Or if there's something not on here you'd like to talk about. Doesn't even have to be news. It can be vaguely tech related.
Vaguely tech related. Okay, well, I remember I love talking about products that died when we covered their announcement. So yes. Can we talk about the dash button? Because I remember talking about when that came out. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, definitely. I'll have to do a search in the big spreadsheet here and see if I can track down our first ever mention of the dash. But yes, you guys may know it. The dash button.
Announced April 2014, so we definitely covered it.
Yep, for sure. God, really, was it that long ago? The 14, so 5 years.
Yeah, good run.
A solid run for sure. I don't know about a good run. Maybe we're pushing it, but it's something. So the idea of this. Did you guys ever get one of these? I don't remember.
No, I never got one.
You did, right?
I did. I had a mac and cheese one that I used once and then never used again. Maybe that's when they went out of business. By the way, I would just like to mention that in the same episode, on April 7th, 2014, episode 41 of this show, when we covered the Amazon Dash, Amazon announced the Fire TV for the first time. Google announced Android TV for the first time.
Wow.
And yeah, that was most of the news that week. Anyway, the dash buttons. The idea was you pay $5, you get a little button from Amazon. It was internet connected. You push the button, boom, it automatically orders you stuff. And they've got a lot of partner brands, paper towels, laundry detergent. Like I mentioned, mac and cheese. They had, I don't know, it seemed like hundreds of different brands you could order from. Unfortunately, they're not going to put them out anymore. Existing dash buttons will continue to function so long as people keep using them, according to Amazon. They believe that the smart home and its Alexa voice assistant have obviated the need for the dash buttons, plus some appliance makers have built the dash replenishment service directly into their products. And apparently, I didn't know this, a German court ruled last month that the dash buttons violate the country's consumer protection laws, claiming that the press-to-buy mechanism fails to provide enough information about a product's price when you actually use it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Those Germans, they got Apple for something too. They changed something about the hardware that they were selling, right?
Yeah, they're one of the top. I think they're the country that forced them to put in the adapters from Lightning to USB, so they had to be consistent. They're one of the big pushers in the EU.
Must be nice living in Germany.
Must be. I'm jelly.
Depends what you're into. If you want to be protected.
Aggressive consumer protection laws.
Well,
yeah.
What would I have to be into for it to not be good to live in Germany?
Being protected.
No, if I was into that, I would want to live in Germany, right?
Yeah.
But what things would if I absolutely not want to live in Germany if I'm into, right? You
Weak
see what I'm
consumer
saying?
protection laws?
Mm.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. Like maybe like you don't want to live in Sweden if you're a big game rifle hunter, right?
That's true.
Picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, it's just more fun to mess with you.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't, being a vegetarian, maybe?
I was gonna say if you're like allergic to sausage,
I don't know. Can you be allergic to sausage? That's a good question.
probably.
Some poor soul.
Yeah. If you like trains where you can get where you're going without getting stuck places
Oh my God.
randomly.
Wait, speaking of trains, though, I saw this video on Twitter. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it, but it was an actual train being pulled by hundreds of model trains along.
That's awesome.
It was really cool. I'll find it.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, so unfortunately, dash buttons no longer a thing. Did you guys ever order anything through your smart home devices?
Literally never.
No, but I also don't have anything that I can order things through.
Okay.
You don't have a speaky?
I don't have a speaky. I don't got a single speaky. Well, why do I have my phone and I live in an apartment?
Not the same.
You're not wrong, Dan. I ask Alexa what the weather is at least once every 2 weeks. She's great for the time in very specific situations as well.
Is you don't have an Apple Watch.
Right. Well, the specific situations are like I'm in the shower or
So yeah. Wait, you're in the shower and you ask Alexa what time it is?
yeah.
Can it hear you? Where is the canister?
Yeah, well, I have like
He
the
showers
Sonos.
with it. He uses it like a loofah. He's just kind of under the arms, and he,
Yeah, the
texture
Amazon
on the
loofah.
It kind of looks like a loofah.
No, I have the Sonos One in my bathroom, so I can listen to podcasts, which I never do. But it also has an Alexa in it.
So what are you? Did you not know the time you got in the shower, or are you worried that you spent too much time in the shower? Like, what's
the latter?
Okay.
But actually, hang on. I'm going to back you up, Colby, because I do think this is a smart idea. Because it's like, you have good ideas in the shower. You can be like, hey, remind me of this great idea. Or you could be like, what's the migratory pattern of the Canadian goose? Like, you could ask it anything.
Do research in the shower is what you're saying.
That's true. That is true. I'm going to have to explore this further.
And then when we get you that $3,000 smart shower we talked about a couple weeks ago, you can tell it to change the temperature while you're in the shower instead of just reaching out and doing it yourself.
Right. I mean, at that point, do you even need like knobs on your shower?
No,
Apple shower,
that sounds like a problem that would never happen, a shower that had no knobs.
Right. This is definitely not the plot of like a bad horror movie where your smart house tries to kill you.
What happened to Colby? Oh, all of his skin got burned off by his smart shower. Yeah, he really pissed off the Alexa, huh? Yeah, she was furious.
Oh no.
I have to remember to mute mine. I have sitting on my desk right here while we do the show.
And you remember?
Because I did. Well, because it lit up when I said its name. So I'm like, mute, please don't order anything.
I did say the word a lot. I'm sorry to anyone.
Well, that's what people like to do when they come to my house and just feel like being dicks. Is they just come in, they're like, oh, order this, play the.
Who would do that? I definitely did do that while I was at your house several times.
People have done it. People have.
I did it. Well, I did it at New Year's. But you said you had already turned it off.
Well,
you disabled the ordering functionality.
I had to. You need a passcode and ask you for a confirmation code that only I know. But I am having an issue that I think happened from that New Year's party now, where my where the smart speakers start like going crazy for no reason at random times.
Ooh.
And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And so I'm like, so I'll shut up. I'll be like, turn off the alarm. There is no alarm. Turn off the timer. There is no timer. No, don't answer the call. There is no call. I can't figure out why it's going off randomly. It's absolutely crazy. When my sister's dog was here last week or 2 weeks ago, I came home from work and the thing was going off and the dog was howling. It was like a fucking cacophony of sound in my place. I'm like, what is going on?
Do you think someone set like some sort of like scheduled event or something?
But that's what's crazy is like I looked in the app and I even asked, I'm like, are there any? And there are no set timers. There are no set alarms. That you haven't gotten any calls. There are no notifications. I'm like, so why are you doing this? But it happened after that party. So I'm not blaming anyone, but I'm just saying. Something's going on. Someone traumatized.
You're not blaming anyone, but it's definitely someone's fault who was at that party.
Oh, for sure.
Now, did your light problem ever get fixed?
Which problem was that? There were
where your lights would all turn off at a specific time?
Oh yeah, we talked about this. It was because I had the Wemo Smart Switch was connected to my Christmas lights, and I had them turn off every night at a certain hour, and then I just stole it and connected it to the lights. And forgot, and so at 10 p.m. every night or whatever, everything would turn off. So, yeah, that was pretty dumb. Glad I got to the bottom of that one. So, seriously, just go crazy with the smart home stuff, guys. There's really no downside.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, exactly, nothing. That's what. All right. Well, unless we don't have any other heartfelt feelings on the dash buttons.
No.
Pours one out.
May they rest in peace.
It would have been. It did seem like a fun thing to hack. Like you could change it so that you could like order a Domino's pizza using it or something.
Yeah.
That'd make for a fun party trick, but that'd be about it.
Well, that was like I don't know if they still sell it, but for a while Logitech was selling their smart button, which was just a big button you could hook to IFT.
That's a good idea.
And it was literally just a big button. That was the whole thing. But it was pricey. It was like $50 or $60. It was a lot for a button. But
I feel like you want like a $5 button because then you can buy a bunch of.
I would buy so many of those. I'd buy so many of those. I'm waiting. I still contend that the great idea is the beacons placed around your home so it knows when I walk from room to room and the lights automatically turn on and off between rooms because I always forget to turn stuff off.
Dude, that feels so efficient, though. Like, I kind of like lights being on, but I guess you have a bigger house than I do, too. Like, I wouldn't want to walk from my bedroom to the living room and then just watch the lights turn off one room over.
I don't think your house would know what to do because they'd be like, he didn't go anywhere. He's still here. There's not enough space for you to move around.
I think broadly, the Bluetooth smart home stuff is, I think, underexplored. Because Wi-Fi things, they have to be under power for the most part. I guess these buttons had batteries. But that sensor push thing that I picked a couple of weeks ago has showed me that, for things that don't have to be connected all the time, things that are like push based or you tell it to do things, can just be Bluetooth. And then the battery will last for frickin' ever.
Yep.
Or it won't ever need a battery at all, like some of the Bluetooth low energy things.
Yep. Yeah, it's great. And the Bluetooth standards just keep getting better and better.
Yeah. Oh my God, wait. How are we not talking about USB 3?
Oh, oh no, Dan.
The standard's getting better and better.
Oh boy. I saw it and I opted not to, but we can go there.
Let's go there because I actually don't know. I'm still confused. So,
well, all right, I'll explain it and you tell me if this makes sense.
There is currently a USB 3.
Right. There is USB 3.
Okay.
Now we're talking USB 3.2. Okay.
Was there? Okay, but was there a 3.1 like in January 1st, 2019? Was there a USB 3.1?
So there was a USB 3.1 Gen 1 and a USB 3.1 Gen 2. Then we went to USB 3.2 Gen 1. But is basically USB 3.2 Gen 1 is basically the same as USB 3. Small tweaks, nothing really noticeable, basically the same. But then when you went from USB 3.2 Gen 1 to USB 3.2 Gen 2, they doubled the speed, 5 gigabits to 10 gigabytes per second. But then they went to USB 3.2 Gen 2 by 2. Its
2 by
newest
2
spec
in
up
the
to
blue.
20 gigabytes per second because it's using 2 lanes of 10 gigabytes at the same time. Does that make
Okay.
perfect sense?
Gigabytes.
So now it does. Okay.
Yeah.
So the fastest one has the highest number. No. The fastest one is the 2 by 2.
Right, because it's using the 2 lanes of 10 for 20.
And now what is the difference between 3.1 and 3.2?
Double the speed. So you went from 5 to 10. And then
Okay.
in Gen 2 by 2, they just did 2 10s. So you get 20.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So now there's also USB 4.
Yeah, we're just chugging along. We're just skipping all of it. We're going straight to the next one. Maximum speed of 40 gigabytes per second, double what you get in USB 3.2 Gen 2 by 2. The interesting thing about USB 4 is it's based on the Thunderbolt 3 specification, which Intel announced was going to make available to everybody a couple years ago. And USB 4, they're finally integrating it, delivering up to 100 watts of power and enough data throughput for use of external graphic cards, empowering 2 4K displays or a single 5K display. Now, you will need the cables that are capable of pushing that full 40 gigabyte per second to enjoy the full benefits, but any existing Thunderbolt 3 cables should work with this new port, so it's interchangeable.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wait, so does that mean in 5 years we might finally have lots of Thunderbolt accessories?
Yeah, basically.
That's very exciting.
Basically. And according to this, the USB-IF, which is the kind of governing body, wants to produce a list of the features each kind of USB 4 device will have to offer, and it could standardize features such as display out and audio out. They kind of want to simplify it because it's an open standard. They kind of want to make it more compatible and easier to use.
That's awesome. Well, does anyone have any USB 3 devices?
Yeah, I do. I've got a couple, just like flash drives, external hard drive type stuff. I don't think I have anything other, like a USB hub. But outside of that, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think
I
I
don't
really
know.
do.
I don't even have that many USB accessories in general.
Yeah, we got keyboards and mice, webcams.
Yeah, but none of that you need USB 3 speeds for.
No, you don't.
I mean, I guess I would think if you had like a 4K camera, you'd probably want
I
to
think
push
you can
that
get
through.
USB 2 4K cameras, though, right?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think yeah, but that you might want to just push straight through HDMI or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You,
How does that work?
You would have like a graphics card or a capture card
Oh,
with an
it's
encoder.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any USB 3 devices.
No one really
No.
talked, because I remember that was a big thing for a little bit. Everyone was like, "Oh, this computer, it's got a USB 3 port. Oh, okay, cool." But
I mean, it is really it's a cool idea in theory. USB-C, now that's been a game changer for me, and that is often USB 3. Like, I think consumers actually think of those as the same thing. Like, oh, USB 3 is the tiny port that my phone uses,
right.
right?
I realize, so I'm going to New York tomorrow for work, and this is the first time since I got my Switch that I'll be traveling with it.
Ooh.
And I was sort of like packing this afternoon and like agonizing, like, ugh, I want to bring the Switch, but I have to bring another charger. And then I realized it's the same charger as my
You don't have
MacBook.
to bring anything.
What?
Well,
Yeah.
and USB 4 will exclusively use USB-C.
Oh, nice.
So
Very cool.
that'll be great. No more confusion.
I love micro USB. Not micro USB, mini USB. That's the
Yeah.
one. That poor stepchild. Halfway, midway evolution. What's the lost link of the evolution of USB cables?
Yeah,
But-
that's right.
But my favorite USB connector has got to be the USB-B.
USB-B?
USB-B, isn't it? Or is it USB-A, the printer cable? The one
The
that only
square one?
printers use.
Oh, like
also
a
my microphone?
Oh, the big
Oh yeah,
chunky
also on the
boys?
microphone.
Yeah,
The big
it's
chunky
Yeah,
boys.
that's an A.
It's an
No,
A. Okay.
A's the standard one.
That's a B. I was right the first time.
I'm so confused. This is... Oh, here we go. Oh my god, look at this chart. Hang on, I gotta put this up on the screen. Look at this chart on Wikipedia. This is great. Yeah, it is type B.
Connector chart.
Because then there's mini A, mini B, mini AB, micro A, micro B, micro AB, micro B super speed. These are
Oh
great.
yeah, the micro type B plugs. You see those on hard drives sometimes.
Yeah.
Those weird like two-parters.
These are great.
Yep, and then the display
weird.
one.
I miss the old timey connector things like the serial cables where you had to screw the screws in.
I think
Yeah,
when I built my desktop, I was blown away that the motherboard came with the purple and green mouse and keyboard connectors
yeah.
back in the day.
Because nerds like those because they don't take up USB ports, and you don't really need USB for.
That makes sense. I didn't think about it that way. But then where do you get a mouse that... Then I guess you have to get an adapter, right? To plug USB into one of those? Because they don't make mice and keyboards with those still on them, do they?
I don't think so. I mean, I used to have some, but they're all long gone now.
OMG, there's a USB 3 B type.
USB 3 B type.
It's also square.
USB 3.
That's gonna be a bummer
I can't
when they
find it.
discontinue that.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for satisfying
No, it's
my
great.
my USB.
Let's look down memory lane.
I love a good connector. You know what? You know what would make a good up for debate episode? Computer cables.
I would love to spring that on Matt and not tell him we're doing it. Be like, Matt, I got a secret topic tonight.
We should do a takeover episode.
Ooh.
That would be fun.
Yeah,
but
because you know what? The printer cable, that's a classic.
Oh, the big long ones, the serial ones.
Big serial cable. I love myself a DVI cable.
Ooh,
DVI cable, so satisfying to plug in.
Gorgeous.
Also had a nice screw in. Probably the last screw in cable.
Coax cables are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
They're so hard to screw in.
And why? Like, they could be so easy. They just need to make that nut a little bit
Just a little
bigger.
bit bigger. Just a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
I like myself the FireWire second edition, the FireWire 800 that no one used.
I used it. I used that. You know, this is 100% true. The when we very first started doing this show, I wasn't using a webcam for a while. I was using a video camera connected to my laptop over FireWire.
Wow.
And pulling live video via FireWire because my old laptop had a FireWire port on it.
It's crazy. I definitely had a FireWire like hard drive, external hard drive.
Sure.
I did
Because
too.
I also had a laptop with a port.
Yep.
A good old Kensington cable lock port. branded by Kensington.
The fine folks at Kensington.
You don't see those anymore.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Even Apple had them.
Gosh. Bringing me back.
Yeah.
Bringing me back. They don't do it like that anymore. Good old days.
Oh man.
Everything's wireless.
Yeah, I like my
Back
cables
the
to
wires.
click. I like them to have a little bit of, actuation.
No?
The 800s, they didn't really stay in very well.
No. No, that was a problem. Wow.
Mm-mm.
Well, guys, we've got time here for one more story before we go over to picks. We've really only done one so far, so we got to try and...
Sean.
At some point, we're just not going to do tech news anymore, which is fine.
There are controversial-ish or maybe interesting things to talk about for the Lyft thing, depending on where you take it, where you land.
I mean, I think Lyft went public this week, filed IPO documents with the Securities and Exchange Commission, beating Uber to the race to become the first app-based ride-hail company to go public. Started back in 2007. The company says it has achieved 39% market share in the U.S. as of 2018, with 18.6 million active riders and over 1.1 million drivers. Now, interestingly, the company made $2.2 billion in revenue in 2018 by providing more than $1 billion in rides. You say, wow, that's a lot of revenue. Well, they also lost nearly $1 billion, $911 million in 2018, its largest annual loss for 3 years. A lot of that was spent investing in acquisitions and expansion and things of that nature.
And driverless cars.
And yeah, well, driverless cars, expanding, doubling the cities they were in, buying the Motivate, the company that runs City Bike in New York, scooters and all kinds of that crazy stuff.
Oh boy.
Expanding internationally as well. And by internationally, I mean Canada. I didn't know Lyft is only in the U.S. and Canada.
Oh,
So
didn't know that either. So the thing I heard being talked about a lot on Twitter was when I forget what you have to file a lot of paperwork, and part of that, Lyft ended up disclosing how much money they spent on AWS.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh, how much money is it?
Lyft will pay in June, but from March 2018 to June 2021, Lyft will pay AWS $150 million. And someone was like, "That's it's some number of pennies of every dollar earned, every dollar that Lyft gets paid in through like you getting a ride." Is like, I forget, it was like somewhere between 5 and like 30 cents. It wasn't 30 cents. It was like somewhere between probably 5 and 10 cents goes directly to AWS.
Wow. It's good business.
So yeah, Amazon, every time someone gets a Lyft ride, they're making some money off of that.
That's crazy.
Not bad.
But people are like, maybe the cloud isn't that cheap. Should people really be doing this? And there's a really good Twitter thread. Was it Steven Sinofsky, who used to work for Microsoft, talking about how that's really not a lot of money. Oh, here we go. I'll put it in the thingy. Which I thought was just an interesting read, because a lot of people in this situation are like, oh, the cloud computing, it makes sense at small scales, but eventually you want to be running your own computers. And he kind of pushes back on that, which is interesting. So Lyft.
Yeah, I was surprised to learn that they had 39% market share. If I had to guess, I wouldn't think it was that high.
How much do you think that went up since 2016?
I actually know the answer to that.
Oh!
It's here in the article. Would you like to guess?
I would guess it went up 200% for them. So that would mean it doubled. 2016 to now, their market share doubled.
Okay. It went up from it's 39% now from 22%, so just about doubled. You're correct. Yep.
Always.
I mean, they lost well over $1 billion doing it, but they doubled. So
hey, if Amazon taught you anything, you gotta spend money to make money.
I guess.
So you just extend that philosophy. You should never be making any money at all. You know what I mean?
It's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. So, yeah, interesting. It doesn't say in here when exactly they expect the stock to be available.
I don't think that they know.
They probably don't know yet, but they did file. So There you go. It also means they're in their quiet period now, right? So there shouldn't really be any news on them for a while.
No Lyft announcements.
Nope. So there you go. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Very
From the
cool.
fine folks at the Lyft company. Get your stock in Lyft.
Or don't. You know,
No,
we're not.
Hey,
we're
it's
not,
free country. Free country.
We're not financial advisors.
No. Oh, God. Especially in tech startup companies, don't ask my advice. I'll show you how my Blue Apron stock is doing, and then you can...
Me too, Sean. Me too.
But I'm mad because I really wanted to get out on Roku, and I should have, and I was an idiot, and I didn't buy.
Roku went public?
Yeah, and they did well. I don't know where they're at now, but...
Yeah, they've been doing okay.
They were
I
certainly
have
from where they
a
started.
little bit of Roku.
Yeah. I should have done something about that. Always bet on the wrong horse. That's why I don't game.
The Sean Jennings story.
Yeah. Always bet on black. You guys like horse racing?
I've learned a lot about it. Didn't we talk in the show about the crazy thing where you can challenge someone for their horse in horse racing?
I mean, we've done a lot of these. We probably have. It wouldn't surprise me.
So I have a friend whose dad is into it, so I've learned things about it, but I've never watched it. I don't know. There are lots I still don't know, and I've never partaken or watched it, so I don't know. But now that I know some stuff, I would be interested in seeing it so I can apply my knowledge.
We're going to have to go to the track.
Ooh,
I'm down.
Coffee and beer hits Saratoga Springs.
Hell yeah, I love Saratoga. I know all the hot spots in Saratoga.
Okay.
We'll hook you up.
Oh man,
We'll hook you up. It's gonna be great. Fun town.
I'm excited. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, let's pivot on over to picks. It's the part of the show where each of us brings something we want to share with the world to enjoy. I am first on the list and have the least tech-related item. In fact, mine is so aggressively not tech-related, it's absurd. Really stretching the definition of a tech pick, but this week I'm recommending people pick up these fantastic Amazon Basics index cards.
Amazon Basics index cards?
Yes. They're nice. The quality is nice. The paper stock is heavy. They're heavyweight. You can get
how's it hold up to a nice 3M?
I mean, just listen to this. Just listen. Here's some. Look at how that tears too. It's not like not really a normal tear. I mean, this is thick. This is heavy.
It sounded like a tearing. You were tearing a hole in the space-time continuum when you did that.
It's great. I mean, this is quality stuff. I'm gonna build a show for these. No, it's they're really nice cards. I love note cards. They're all over my house. They're all over my desk at work. I'm a lunatic about it because I don't like notebooks, and so I just take everything on loose scraps of paper. But Amazon has these big chunky ones. You can get of the bigger 3x5. You can get 100 count for $289. Or no, I'm sorry, the smaller 3x5. They also have the 4x6 as well. And yeah, I literally ordered like 1,000. They're great, and they're just good quality. And it's an add-on item, so just throw it onto your next order. If you're looking for a fun and annoying way to take notes, check out Amazon Basics index cards, available wherever fine Amazon products are sold, like Amazon.
Or the Amazon 4-star Better Store in Soho. Manhattan.
Yes. I'm sure they're there.
Which I still haven't been to.
Well, I was gonna say, what's the star rating on these index cards?
4.5.
4.6 out of 5. I mean, that's
right
respectable. 159 reviews. What would you even say about these?
Let's look at the 6 answered questions.
What's the weight of the paper?
Okay, here's the number one most voted question. The common way to know the weight of the paper is to get the pound weight. Is this information not available? Answer: I can tell you these are very flimsy. Closer to printer stock than card stock.
I aggressively disagree because, like, look at how much like bend you get out of this without. I mean, this is legitimately thick. Like, I so aggressively disagree with this guy. Like, this is way, way thicker than printer paper. So that's bullshit. It is like the next one says it's like feels like business card stock, and it does. It does feel like a business card stock.
Would you like to know the least voted question?
I would love to.
Are these cards acid free? And the answer, LSD? Question mark.
I don't taste it.
No, I haven't tried dosing with them yet, but I will update when I do.
Eagerly await a result. I don't know why people say they think they're thin. And then one of these reviews says if you need thick cards, these are it. Anyway, this is out of control. These people are morons. They don't know what they're talking about. Colby, what do you have?
There was a wave of Netflix stuff recently. A wave of new things and re-releases. But in any case, The Punisher season 2 came out. The now one of the now defunct Netflix Marvel series, but I thought it was pretty good.
Earth, and now they are a dying species.
Yeah. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I always like The Punisher anyways, I guess. But I also, when I was looking for the link to this, I saw Rotten Tomatoes and it was like a 55% or something. I was like, huh. Well, I guess I must have bad taste. But I thought it was a good continuation of the series. I thought it was kind of interesting. It's like, I feel like all those shows, they're not the most amazing shows, but they're pretty good.
They're fine.
The production quality is pretty good and the writing's pretty good. And if you enjoy the scenario, it's good. So if you're looking for something to watch, it's up there for free on Netflix. Well, for Netflix price on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Feels free, which is weird because we all pay for it. So, no, Punisher season 2, very cool. On Netflix now. I did start watching The Umbrella Academy.
And
how's that?
I aggressively did not care for it.
Yeah, I started watching that while I was sick, and it worked for me because I couldn't pay attention to anything, so I would just fall asleep randomly sometimes, and it wasn't it wasn't really a problem when I woke back up 10 to 20 minutes later. But I didn't end up finishing it. They lost me.
Yeah, it was tonally very odd. I didn't care for it. Anyhow.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dan.
Well, you could have watched Westworld, but instead you tried this new show.
You know what? It's funny too because with Westworld, I'm between because it's on one hand it's I should watch it, but I'm not going to watch it. But then I'm I could just go online and look up what happens, but then I might want to watch it, and so I'm I won't do either. I'm in a very awkward place in my life.
You should really watch it, Sean. Season 1 is very good. Season 2 is also
Didn't you
good.
watch
No, I have
season
no.
one?
I've seen no. The problem is I saw all of season 1 and I really liked it. And season 2, I got I think there's 3 or 4 episodes at the end I didn't see of season 2, which is I guess I stopped watching at the lowest point of season 2, and then it only got better from there. Whatever those last couple.
I see. I think I mostly agree with the criticism that season 1. I mean, season 2 was not as good as season 1. However, season 2 has some amazing episodes. On their own, there are a couple of episodes in season 2 that are just
I agree.
I would almost take that single episode over the rest of season 1.
I agree. I agree. I think I don't remember what I said back when I stopped watching it, but I think it was a piece of it just got a little too violent for my liking, gratuitous to a point, and then it just felt slow. I you know what, I'll probably go back and finish it before season 3 in 8 years or whenever they finally get around to airing another one. Right now I just gotta get caught up on Game of Thrones before the new when does the new season start?
April 14th.
And how many episodes are there in existence at the moment?
10 times 7, right? Or 10 times 8?
So 70 to 80 episodes. I think I
Yep.
can get through it by then. I'll start now.
We passed a while ago the point at which you'd have to watch an episode a day.
Okay. I can watch a couple a day. I mean,
yeah,
I also have to watch 21 James Bond movies, so it's going to be a really busy month.
Get ready.
Got stuff to do. Dan, what have you picked here for? This is right up your alley.
Yeah, so going off of my pick last week, which was a phone-based deck building game, I'm going to pick a real deck building game with a little surprise twist at the end. So this is a game you can buy. The Amazon link's in the show notes, called Ascension. You start with, I think it's 10 cards. Everyone starts with the same cards, where you can get like 2 different kinds of resources, and then there's these cards that are played in the center, like Texas Hold'em, that everyone has access to, and you can buy using those resources, and it sort of balloons from there. The more of those cards you can buy in the center, the higher cost cards you can buy, and there's like a win condition where you get these like victory points for getting certain cards and doing certain things. So I played it. It was a lot of fun. It sounds kind of complicated, but once you get the hang of it, games go very quickly. You're just like draw and grab cards, draw, grab cards, draw, grab cards. There is a lot of strategy for like denying players cards in a certain way. But here's the thing. There's also a free mobile game. If you look up Ascension on iOS or Android, there's a game. It doesn't explain the rules at all. It just kind of drops you in. So what I would recommend doing is, if you have a group of people you play games with, get this game. If you don't, go on YouTube and watch one of those like many great board game explainer videos, and then get the app, and you can play with like computers and stuff. It's probably a good idea to do that to see if you like the game. But that's been my commute game for the past couple of days. It's been working out really nicely.
Very cool. Very cool. I will say, from the Amazon questions and answers, Dan,
Ooh.
someone asks, "Hello, do you ship to Sweden?" And the answer is no, they do not. No.
Brutal.
Well, I can bring it to them. Respond. I'm going to Sweden in a couple weeks.
Hi, my name is Dan. I'll bring you on.
Tell me how many you like and what your address is.
I will deliver to your door. Ascension. The deck building game available now on Amazon.com. As Dan mentioned, we'll have the links to that and all of our picks on the website following this episode, so you can go there. If you're listening, that means you can go there right now. Don'tPanic.io, our website. Check it out. The links to the pick will be there, not only for this, but for all the episodes. Also, the audio and video version of the show is there, and information on how you can subscribe. I don't know how you're listening to this if you don't subscribe, but if you somehow manage to find a one-off episode, you should subscribe. You can do it anywhere you get podcasts, on Overcast, Pocket Casts, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, of course now on Spotify, of course YouTube as well, the video version you can check out there. And of course you can get a hold of us at Don't Panic Show on Twitter, or you can email us don'tpanicshow@gmail.com. We want to hear from you because it's great when that happens. Let's see, guys. I don't know if there's anything else going on. We spent a healthy chunk of this episode plugging Up for Debate, which I always appreciate over at upfordebate.tv, where great stuff is going on. I love the cross-promotion. And I will very briefly mention that we have coming up a new season of our movie league. We're going to be doing our big movie draft coming up. A bunch of big summer blockbusters. It's going to be great. These two guys are going to return for some revenge because they did not win the Winter League. And as a special double bonus, Sarah and I will be, plotting, scheming, and streaming in person together. What? From the Don't Panic New York satellite office. Oh, I'm very happy to hear that. I love when our teams can be together. That's fantastic. Very cool. Unfortunately, I don't know, Dan, if now's a good time to break the bad news to you. What's that? Which is, I didn't publish it because I was going to kind of reveal this stuff on the taping. I know what it is. But we did today was the final dollar update in the league, and unfortunately, you guys fell from the only movement we've had in a while. You guys, by about about $15 million, fell to third. Unfortunately.
Oof.
However, Dan, I have good news for you.
Okay.
Which is that Team Beef Nuggets of Kaylee and Brian beat your record and are now the lowest grossing team in the history of the Movie League, a record you no longer hold.
Woo!
Literally $4 million difference. So close.
I will take it.
So you can have it, buddy. It's going to be great. So people can check that out. UpForDebate.tv. This week we are publishing Matt and I are doing a preview episode. We're going to talk about what we thought of the Winter League, and we're going to preview some of the summer movies. And then the following week's episode will be the draft. So you're going to want to check that out, UpForDebate.tv, or just search UpForDebate.tv wherever you get your podcasts. I think we're going to wrap it up here. I think that's it, but we're going to be back next week with a host of tech news and a ton of non-tech related discussion, as we always do here on the show. But on behalf of Colby and Dan, I am Sean. Thank you, folks, for being here. We appreciate it as always. We'll see you next time for more excitement on another Don't Panic. Excitement.